Hi, this is Michael White from musicproductionguide.com and you are watching WinkSound. In this video, I'm going to talk about the best way to organize your tracks to make the mix process go as smoothly as it possibly can. When preparing your song for a mixdown, the first thing you're going to want to do is organize your tracks where it makes them easy to mix or work with. I'm going to start by opening up the track show hide list here. Now this is the easiest and quickest place to see what tracks you have and actually move them around the way that you want them. Now, the first thing I have here is some guide drum tracks, and I don't want to deal with that anymore, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of any tracks that I'm not using. So by control clicking on this track, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide it and make it inactive. Additionally, I'm going to drag this track out of the way. So now this is out of the way of any of the other work, and by making it inactive, it won't be taking up any CPU power. Now when I organize the tracks, the first thing I like to do, and you can either move your master fader to the end or to the beginning of the mix. I kind of prefer to move it to the beginning. I'm also going to eliminate my click track and move that guy out of the way. And I can also make him inactive, and that will take care of the click tracking. So now I have the master fader and I have my drum tracks, but typically I like to move the bass right next to the kick drum. And one of the reasons I like to do this is that the bass and the kick drum typically occupy most of the low frequencies in the mix. So when you put them together or next to each other, the processing will be side by side and it'll be easier to kind of see what's going on. In this case, we also have some foot stomps, and the foot stomps mimic in this song what the kick drum is doing. So I'm going to move those guys right next to the kick drum. And additionally, we have some claps. Now, if I were doing this and this was programmed drums as opposed to live acoustic drums, I would probably move the claps right next to the snare, because they would be serving typically a very similar function. But if the claps are performing more of a percussive function that is not similar or working with the snare drum, then I would put them after the drums. Or in this case, because they're acoustic drums, I want to keep them separated. I also have some background vocals here, and I can take these background vocals and I want to move them after the lead vocals. You can kind of organize your tracks in such a way that the instrumentation is laid out in a common fashion. So we're starting with rhythm section instruments, which includes all of the drums, hand claps, foot stomps. Then we're going into instruments like the electric guitars and the effects guitars, and then we're working our way into additional parts like ad-libs and those types of things, and we're working from there up into our lead vocal and background vocal. So this is a simple, easy way to organize your tracks in your mix that will help make everything go more smoothly.
WinkSound is your source for free music and audio technology videos. Join the conversation by following WinkSound on Twitter and YouTube to keep up with everything you need to know about music and audio technology.